Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this LED fill light from LitOne's. Now this is a desktop light made specifically for your desk and video conference call. And I assume because it does say it is a fill light, you can also use it in a studio environment for a fill light above your head. So that's another benefit that I can get from this light. Now recently, my wife did buy a pair of LED lamps that were similar to these from a more well-known brand that cost about $200 each for hers. And I gotta say, those have been pretty amazing and they've worked well for her for the past few months. Now I too am in the market for similar flat panel LED lights for my desk setup. However, I am looking for something that produces the same quality at a much more affordable cost. Now that's where this LED panel from LitOne's comes in. I wanted to see if I could buy a good quality LED lamp just like hers that works well for video conferencing at a much lower cost. So I wanted to take the opportunity to test this one out. So stay tuned and we'll see how this thing compares. So as I mentioned previously, I've been looking for an adjustable LED lamp that is similar to the set that my wife has, but something that's a lot more affordable. Now I've been looking for something that produces a good amount of light, has adjustable levels of warmth and brightness, and can easily be installed on my desktop, and overall has pretty good build quality. Now those are the things that I like about my wife's LED lamps, with the exception of the high cost to purchase them. Now right off the bat, and based on what I've read online, what's nice about these LED light kits from LitOne's is that they come in almost a quarter of the cost at around $60. They've also got very similar designs to my wife's video conferencing LEDs, as well as some of the same features. Now I did only end up buying one to start, so I could test this thing out first. And if I ended up liking them, then I would pick up another, or maybe even a few more afterwards, since I could also use these as my surrounding studio LEDs, such as my fill light up from above. Okay, so the model for this is the F618, and according to this, it can adjust between 3 different colors. It's touch controlled, so touch capacitive I assume, which is nice. And then it's got a high color rendering index, meaning that the light is probably very solid, very clear, and very bright. So it does come in just a plain brown box with nothing much on it. Inside you do get your instruction manual, which talks about the different components and what each of the different controls on the LED lamp itself are. So it's got a timing switch, it's got color temperature switch, you can increase or decrease the brightness, and then a power button, which they call a switch button. Looks like you can angle this LED to different suitable angles for whatever you need it for. So that's always pretty nice. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna guess this is the power brick. Yep, this is the DC power brick. It's got some pretty good weight to it. It doesn't feel like one of those cheap AC power adapters. It's actually feels pretty solid and not hollow at all. So that's at least a nice sign so far. Okay, and then of course the LED lamp itself. Okay, so right off the bat, it feels like this is like a aluminum type material. So definitely feels a little bit more high quality than I think what my wife paid for. If I remember correctly, hers are plastic. So, you know, at a quarter of the cost, this comes in an aluminum material, which is nice. Now the LED lamp itself is a plastic material, but the arm itself is aluminum. So that in itself is already one step ahead of what my wife purchased because it does have a metallic aluminum arm. Looks like you can bend and shape this thing into different angles, which is nice. And then it's got a pretty good quality bolt that you can use to mount it onto your desktop. And then at the back of it does have the plug for the DC adapter, which you just plug it in. And I like how it's angled so it's very discreet and doesn't pop out. So that's also a very nice design in itself. Okay, so again, it is touch capacitive, so there is this little plastic touch panel built into the aluminum frame of the arm itself. So again, there's a timing button. This looks like a mode button that will switch between the 3 different light colors. Then there's the plus and minus for brightness, and then the power button. So let's go ahead and set this up and test it out. Okay, so to set it up, of course, you just need to loosen the desk clamp down to the appropriate size, and then just slide it on your desk, and then tighten it until it is locked in place. So I'm almost there. Okay, and once it's tightened in place, it is pretty sturdy and can bend in different directions. It can also spin and rotate on the base as well as at the upper LED panel itself. So, you know, adjustable to a lot of different positions and for a lot of different usages. Okay, and then once that's done, all we got to do is plug it in, and then we can power it on just to see what the different functions are and how responsive the controls are. Okay, so now that it's plugged in, I'm going to turn this to the side so it's not blinding the camera. And then, well, I'm going to put it back here a little so I have access to the controls themselves. Okay, so first things first, let's power it on. Very responsive controls, as you can see, and I'm assuming, no, that is not the brightest. This is the brightest. So as you can see, it is super bright. And then you can dim it down. It says, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's got 10 levels of brightness, and then you can brighten it back up. And then let's click mode. So you should have 3 different color mode, temperature modes. So mode, right now I'm assuming this is daylight. Oh, this is daylight. This is warm light. This is just the middle bright light, I guess, where it's a mixture of warm and daylight. So definitely different modes. And then it's got a timer mode, which I guess if you enable it, will automatically shut down after a certain amount of time. So definitely a very nice LED, and I like how sturdy it is. In fact, I could just lean on it and it won't move at all unless I adjust it manually. So it's definitely a very well-built LED at a very affordable price, which I'm probably going to end up buying a few more of these just by at least by the initial use of it. Okay, so if I wanted to do the sides, I could do the sides as well. Now, the good thing about this, if you're not using it for video conferencing, you can also use it as a read light. So if I was to do this, you can see it does illuminate the desk very well, super bright. Then you can adjust it for your different needs. So if you need to get closer down, you can put it closer down as well. So I'm just going to dim it down a little bit. But yeah, so basically adjustable to whatever your needs are. So definitely high quality material and a good use for pretty much endless numbers of scenarios. Okay, so from a specs perspective, starting with the 24-volt DC power adapter, again, it feels very durable and a lot better quality than most adapters that I've used in the past. Now the desk light, or the LED lamp itself, is a 15-watt soft light that should provide uniform light to whatever objects it's focused on. And as you can see, it's got a flexible swing arm that can adjust between heights of 10 to 33 inches, and it also has 4 adjustment points on the arm itself. Now that means you can use it in pretty much any kind of scenario and for any kind of angle that you need. Now again, there are 5 soft capacitive touch controls on the arm itself, which include the timer mode, it's got the temperature mode, it's got the brightness up and down, and also a power button. It's also got 10 levels of adjustable brightness and then 3 different color temperatures. And as you can see, it can be used for video conference setups, gaming setups, studio setups, and virtually any other scenario that you can think of. Now from a price perspective, compared to the $200 per lamp that my wife paid for the more well-known brand, this LED lamp from LitOne's costs $60 on Amazon, and currently even has an instant $5 coupon that you can apply if you click on my link in the description section below. So from a pricing perspective, this LED lamp from LitOne's is definitely a better buy than that more expensive brand that my wife purchased. Now I'm going to take the next couple of days to stress test a little bit and see how it works and how it stands up in normal conditions. And I don't think that there's going to be any issues with it, but if it performs well, I'm going to end up buying 1 or 2 or 3 more for my studio setup. Now overall, based on my early impressions, I think for the price you are getting an amazing high quality LED lamp, and I definitely recommend this. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. If you want one of these for yourself, I will leave a link to it in the description section below. Please also make sure you ring that bell icon to get notified when I post new content. Now if you have one of these, or if you have another brand you want to recommend, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. Until next time, see ya.